In this video, I show a bunch of knee-friendly exercises which are safe on the knee in most situations in a post-rehab atmosphere when a person is suffering from some mild knee pain. Please understand that these are just suggestions and guidelines. There will always be outlier situations, and it is up to the individual to use their own discretion and whenever possible to check with a healthcare provider. But beginning with the hip thrust, any type of bridge, whether it is a hip thrust like this where you're using a bar or just using your body weight or a single leg bridge, is typically a knee-friendly exercise in most situations because the movement is primarily coming from the hip. The knee is moving very little during the course of the exercise, and it's strengthening and activating mostly the hamstrings and glutes, which stabilize and decompress the knee, all of which make bridge and hip thrust variations a knee-friendly exercise in most situations. Next up is a deadlift, and I show several versions of a deadlift in this video, but pretty much all deadlifts are a knee-friendly exercise in most situations, and the reason why is that, similar to the bridge, it is strengthening and activating the glutes and hamstrings, which stabilize and decompress the knee, and it's primarily a hip hinge, so the hips are doing most of the movement, and there's very little movement going on at the knee. So as long as you have proper form and are driving through your mid to hind foot to ensure activation of your posterior chain, nearly every type of deadlift is a knee-friendly exercise in most situations. Next on the list is a leg press. And in the version that I'm showing, I want you to notice that her feet are towards the higher end of the sled, which somewhat mimics the power lifter or low bar version of a squat in the sense that it keeps your shin angle at about 90 degrees when you're in a flexed position, which helps to take stress off the knee. So as long as the person is lowering the weight of the sled onto their mid/hind foot instead of the forefoot and driving through the back portion of their foot in order to press back into starting position, in most situations, a leg press is a knee-friendly exercise. Although let me add that with all of these exercises, it would be very prudent to make sure that you start with very conservative loads and use the first few repetitions to determine pain-free range of motion. And then from there, you can safely begin to increase the loading. Next on the list is a Bulgarian split squat, which some people refer to as a rear foot elevated split squat. And as with all lower body multi-joint leg exercises, when the weight distribution on the foot is towards the back of the foot and the forward movement of the knee in space is minimal, exercises like this and the next one, which is a backward lunge, also fall into the knee-friendly exercise category. And with the backward lunge, the reason why it tends to be a safer version of a lunge to start with when a person is suffering from some knee pain, as long as they can maintain proper form with this exercise, is because since you're stepping backward in space, you minimize the risk of the knee of the front leg moving forward in space as you drop your hips down to the ground, which decreases stress on the knee and makes this a knee-friendly exercise. And although it may seem counterintuitive, with the exception of moderate to severe knee osteoarthritis or maybe a partial meniscus tear, with many knee conditions, squats can be used as a knee-friendly exercise. As long as the weight distribution is towards the back of the foot, you're ensuring proper form, and that you make sure that you find your pain-free range of motion with just your body weight or a very light weight early on before you begin loading up. And then obviously you need to stay within your pain-free range of motion during the course of a set. But if you do all that, pretty much any type of squat, not only will you negate the risk of feeling knee pain during the course of the exercise, but you're also strengthening the musculature that needs to be strengthened in order to eliminate knee pain. So the point is that you just want to make sure you have proper form, which includes never shifting your body weight towards your forefoot on the way down or on the way up. Find your pain-free range of motion and stay within your pain-free range of motion. And you turn a squat into a knee-friendly exercise, which is counterintuitive to many people. And now we start to get to single joint exercises, such as the knee curl or hamstring curl. And the reason why this is a knee-friendly exercise is because it's really important to have hamstring strength to once again help stabilize and decompress the knee. A lot of people are quad dominant, which means that they don't have a good strength balance ratio between their quads and their hamstrings, which increases the risk for knee pain. So it's really important to put hamstring curls into your exercise because they are very knee-friendly exercises in most situations. And this is another exercise which is counterintuitive to a lot of people as being in the knee-friendly category. But if you notice, she's beginning with a very conservative knee angle, which is really the point of this part of the video. If you begin with a conservative knee angle and very light loads and use that to find your pain-free range of motion, then you will negate knee pain during the course of the exercise, and you're obviously strengthening the quadriceps, which is extremely important for knee health as long as you maintain balanced strength between your quadriceps and your hamstrings. So when properly programmed, the knee extension exercise is a very knee-friendly exercise. The reason why a calf raise is a knee-friendly exercise is because your outside calf muscle, the gastrocnemius, crosses the knee joint and therefore serves as a knee stabilizer. And also your knee joint isn't moving during the course of the exercise. Everything is coming from the foot-ankle complex. So any variation of a calf raise is important to include in a program for knee health. And then lastly, we have gluteus medius strengthening exercise, which is the outside of your butt, such as a side step, a monster walk, or a side lying leg raise. And the reason why strengthening this muscle group is important and why these are knee-friendly exercises is because when you have a weak gluteus medius, it increases the risk that your thigh bone, your femur, will internally rotate, which is called dynamic valgus, which places increased stress on the knee. So for knee health, it's really important to choose exercises which strengthen the gluteus medius. And these are all examples of knee-friendly exercises which apply to most situations. Use your own discretion, find pain-free ranges of motion, load appropriately and progress appropriately. But if you do that, you'll find that most or all of these exercises will help alleviate your knee pain and in most cases make it disappear.